Hello everybody, today we have an unboxing and a review of a product that was sent to me by Solo Miners USA located in Wisconsin. Inside we have the NerdQX Plus. So let's take our first look at it. So here we are with it taken out of the box, and this is what the outside of the box looks like. We have the Hydro and other variations of the NerdQ. And this one is the white version. Inside we get documentation of, well, this looks like this is like a universal part of the documentation. We have a 12 volt 18 amp power supply with the XT connector. We have power cord, and then the piece de resistance, the miner itself. Wow, this thing is beefy. This is a big boy. I have a 120 mil fan on the front. We have a VR cooler with what appears to be an aluminum heat sink, and I want to say a 90 millimeter fan on the back to keep the back of the board cool. It's a nice 3D printed stand. I like the all white color. We got some massive heat tubes on there to get the heat away from those ASIC chips. Alright, enough ado. Let's plug this in. Okay, I have a draw meter set up on the back here to see how much power this thing is going to take. So we're going to plug this connector in here, and then we will plug this into a brick, and we will get her fired up. So this is my first experience with one of these being turned on. And it looks like we have some setup procedures. As it stands right now, in idle, it's only pulling 4.8 watts. So let me get it set up to the internet, get it hashing, and let's see where it goes from there. So as you can see there, it is broadcasting the NerdQX _ FED5. So on your phone, that's what you're gonna look for. So you go into your settings as soon as I can find them. All right, you go into your settings and you see there how it has the Nerd FED. Where you are going to connect to that, and then it should bring up a web UI, which it does. I'm just going to wait for that to load. Okay, that took about 10 seconds for it to load up. And then we are going to go in and connect it to our internet. Under settings, we're going to enter our credentials. Hang on, let me get that set up. So under here, you can name your device. Your device host name is this machine that you're attempting to connect to. You're going to put in your Wi-Fi network and password. And then on that same screen, you're going to scroll down to save and restart. And then the machine should restart. And there it is, it restarted. So now it's going to broadcast an IP address. And if you can see it right there, it's 192.168.4.124. We're going to take that number over to our PC and take a look at the web UI. I also want to mention that now that we got it up and connected to the internet, and it's going to be looking for a stratum to hash to, we're pulling 152 watts. That's with everything that was set stock. Okay, so here we are at our Chrome. We're going to type in the IP address and hit enter. And this is what you will be greeted with. You have your power draw, which is definitely not right because we just saw that that was 158. We have our input voltage, our ASIC voltage. We have ASIC temperatures, the VR temp. This is actually really important because we have that fan that's blowing directly onto the VR. We have our fan speed and the fan RPMs. We have our ASIC frequency and our ASIC voltage measured. Right now it's showing that it is submitting shares, which would just be the stock wallet and stratum that was already on there, and an all-time best because this was tested before it was sent to me, and it's going to publicpool.io. So we want to change some things. Let's go into our settings. All right, so now we're using publicpool.io. But before we get into all that, let's take a look at what we have going on here. We have our mining frequency that's currently maxed out. We have our core voltage, which as well is currently maxed out. Auto fan control, target temp is 55 degrees. That seems a bit low, so we're gonna set that to 60. Flip screen is if the screen was upside down for some reason, or you moved it or stood it up, you could change it. We have the latest release that we are using, when it was published, and the .bin that we're using. Let's see what we have under here. URL alerts, security system, IX Tech, pleb source. Not a lot of information there that we currently need to change. So here it is. We're currently hashing at 8 terahash, and we have 98 accepted shares. So we're gonna actually switch this to dark up here in the corner. We have the ability to change that. And then that's what the screen looks like. This is a really great web-based user interface. Everything's clean, gives you all the information that you possibly need right here. And if we take a trip over to solominersusa.com, you will see that the NerdQX is right there, front and center. Click on the Nerd Miner. And right now he has an amazing deal on these. The NerdQX 8.1 terahash, including the PSU, is $450. If you add it to your cart and check out, use code APATHIC, you will get an extra $10 off. Essentially just gives you free shipping. He also has an amazing Discord server, so if you guys want to come over and hang out and chat and ask questions, the Discord is very active. I'm a part of it. I'm in there answering questions, helping people with 3D prints and even non-ASIC related questions. So it's a very awesome, very active community. If anybody has questions with like setting up a wallet or overclocking or any of this stuff, that there's people in there that will help. Okay, now back to the NerdQ. I have set up my home mining to my BCH pool. I am going to hit save and then restart. And then we're going to see it show up here. We're just gonna give it a moment, okay? And then just like that, the NerdQ showed up. Right now it's just ramping up to get to full speed, and you've successfully set up your NerdQX++. Feel free to hop in the Discord and hang out with us and chat. And remember, stop at solominerusa.com and use code APATHIC for $10 off your order.